I am Eli Adam Poe. This is my daddy, and
Today is Box Day! Welcome to the Monster Report. I'm Nick Adam Poling, and you met my son Eli Adam Poling, and today's a very special day. Last year, at this time, we recorded an unboxing of Godzilla 2014. Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was a very special day, because today's a very special day. What's today?
Today is my birthday.
That's right! Eli is 6 years old, right?
Yep.
6 years old, I can't believe it, and it's Box Day again. Are you excited about Box Day?
Yes!
Yes, aren't you excited? You're spinning around too much, okay?
Sorry.
Yeah, you're gonna end up looking at the screen back there. So, let's take a look at these Neca-Godzilla figures. You've been seeing these in my room, my office, and you've been excited to open them, haven't you?
Yep.
Yep. So who do we have here?
Godzilla and Rodan and Mothra.
Okay, Godzilla, Rodan, and Mothra. Which one of these is your favorites, just looking at the boxes?
Rodan and Mothra.
You like Rodan and Mothra? Really?
And Godzilla.
Well, you like them all. Okay, you really like them all. Well, these NECA figures, of course, what's really cool about these that I like when I got to see them in the store is they got this little Velcro door that you can open and close and kind of take a look at the figure. Isn't that neat?
Yes.
So you got a picture of what the figure looks like when we put it all together, when we fully assemble it. And we've got Mothra, same way. We get to open this one up and the same thing's happening, right? She's way up in the air like she's flying.
And yeah, what is that?
She's got that stick. Well, it looks like she's coming out of like this little base, kind of like she's coming out of the egg.
Oh yeah, like the chrysalis.
The chrysalis, like she's emerging from the chrysalis, right? Yeah, because she started as a larva, like a caterpillar. Okay.
Yeah.
And one thing about Mothra, when you look at her in this view, is that she's pretty much all wing, and just a little bit of body down there, but mostly it's all wing. But Mothra always has that signature butterfly wing look, and that's really cool. That.
Yeah, but first I want to open him.
Well, yeah, we're going to open this up and put it all together.
Yeah, but
let's take a look at Godzilla. What do you think?
Godzilla only has his only body, that's all.
And this is the bigger box, isn't it?
Yeah, the bigger box is that.
Is Godzilla. Okay, and we open it up and we get to see what the figure looks like, fully assembled. And already I'm really excited because I get to see what that figure looks like. The tail is detached. We always have the tail unattached, whether it's X Plus or NECA. Usually NECA, not all the NECAs are this way, but you can already tell that Godzilla has a hinged jaw, so his jaw opens and closes so you can pose him and all that. So very cool. Why don't we cut into these boxes and see what they look like on the inside? What do you say?
Good. And can I put them together?
Well, we're going to put them together right here so everyone can see what they're like. Maybe they'd like to buy their own NECA figures of the new Godzilla King of the Monsters movie. So, which one should we open first?
Mothra?
Let's open Mothra first. That's a good idea.
Yeah, but can I put Mothra together, please?
You want to put Mothra together? Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we move these guys right over here, and stay tuned because we've got a bonus at the end of this episode. Let's get into this and see what we've got. This is, just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so we've got a cool box here. And I'm going to keep these boxes, okay?
Okay, why?
Because they're kind of neat. Because they actually kind of look good on the shelf, too. Because you kind of have a really cool background here with the battleships in the movie and the big waves and lightning bolts that are happening. I think that's kind of cool. You can set up your own background with this. And I've seen online some people using that. So using the displays, using the boxes as their own kind of homemade displays. So there's a little Mothra. There's not much assembly really for Mothra. You've got the two tiny wings here.
Can I hold him?
Yeah, just a minute. There we go. All right. Check Mothra out here. Yeah. flies around, and then we've got our little base here.
Yeah, but
Get
I
that
like
unboxed?
Mothra when he looks like a caterpillar because I like him because he can spray out spider webs.
The silk, yeah.
Yeah, silk. What?
Yeah.
Why is it called silk? It looks like webs.
Well, it is like webs, isn't it? Like kind of like a spider's web, isn't it? And that's how Mothra beat Godzilla in the original Godzilla versus the Thing, way back.
Yeah,
and yeah.
What? Why is it? Was Mothra in the chrysalis?
Yes.
Yeah, but how did he make the chrysalis?
Well, he spun it together just like a real caterpillar would. Yep, before it comes out of that stage.
Yeah,
Well,
but it can fly and it can land.
Yep. All right. Let's get this base out of here and see
what is
how.
the base?
The base is how it sits up, like on a display there. And I'm sure that right here, yep, we've got this little
Stick
thing, and that holds Mothra way up in the air. So
It goes
there
right-
are no instructions for this, but do we need instructions?
No.
Do we ever read instructions?
No.
No, because it's easy. We just put that in there, and then let's see how Mothra, I will take care of this, buddy. How Mothra sits on this, kind of like one of those, maybe?
Like that. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, just like that?
Yep.
Isn't that cool?
Cool.
Yeah, she's flying around, all
Yeah, but
right.
what is that called?
I think that's how she comes out of the chrysalis, just like
No,
that.
at the bottom.
The bottom, it's like a metal little structure because all of these titans, they call them, the kaiju, the monsters in the movie, were all, in these kind of enclosures that Monarch was keeping. Whoa, careful, buddy.
I'm sorry.
Careful, don't shake the
sorry.
table. Okay. All right. Let me tell everyone what I think of Mothra and this NECA figure as we're kind of taking a look at this. Very cool little figure here. I love what NECA does. Always having a little bit of articulation so you can set these characters up in different poses. I think that is really awesome. Maybe a bit of instruction on how this base kind of works, how you set the character on this base, but I think essentially what we've got is just a little bit of a clip that clips onto the body, the midsection of the body right here, and holds onto the figure, and I'll kind of have to play with that on my own, but I think this is very cool. Mothra has the likeliness, of course, of the movie, as you saw. Very cool. I think this figure would really look cool if we had some like blue lights or something underneath it. All the monsters in this movie either have like smoke behind it or lightning or water splashing, to give it a little bit of effect. Now Rodan is a little bit different. Rodan, you're always seeing Rodan in fire because Rodan comes out of a volcano in this movie.
Yeah, I have a question of it.
What is your question?
My question of Rodan is why did I never seen Rodan come out from a volcano.
Yeah, in the old movies, you wouldn't see Rodan coming out of a volcano. In fact, the original Rodan, it's kind of a volcano that kills the Rodans in that movie. There were 2 Rodans in that movie.
Yeah, but what?
Okay, but this one is Rodan, kind of a fire monster that comes out of the volcano, and that's what's holding Rodan in there. So we've got this is kind of neat. There are 2 heads for Rodan, one with the jaw open and one with the jaw closed. We'll get this base out of here and check that out. It kind of looks like a fireball.
A fireball.
It actually kind of looks like a little volcano muffin,
Yeah,
Does that look like something you can eat?
Yeah, but can I build it, please?
We're going to build it just in a minute, okay, buddy? I'm really excited about this. Rodan in the movie, of course, had a really great presence, a really cool intro to see how he came out of the volcano like that and was just blowing wind on all the people, and it was just a really cool action-packed scene, and we had Ghidra there, it's just an amazing scene. Took place in Mexico, so there's Rodan. Isn't that cool? And so there's the head with the closed mouth.
We're gonna do the open mouth.
You want to see it with the open mouth? Okay.
Yeah, can I put? Can I?
Let me just see how this pops off here. Oh, bless you.
Can I put the...
Eli, slow down, buddy.
I just want to put the volcano together.
We will in just a minute. You said you wanted to see the head on this one, so let's see. Yep, it just pops off. Check out Rodan. What do you think so far? Is it cool?
Yes.
Is he cool? Yeah.
Can I put the volcano together?
Yes, we will.
I will.
Okay, so we set it down right here. Now you see that little notch that's in there. That should match up with the base. Shouldn't have to push too hard. It should just match up perfectly. Okay, you got it. So let me see how Rodan matches up with this. Let's check out the articulation real quick. Rodan's wings can expand way out. Now you've seen like a lot of dinosaur movies, haven't you?
Yeah, can I?
Yeah, where you have the flying dinosaurs, so like a pterodactyl or pteranodon. Okay, which is what Rodan's named after. It's actually in Japanese they call Rodan Radon.
Radon.
Radon. Yeah.
Can I hold it?
Okay, you can hold it for just a second. Then we're gonna set. Yep, you can move the wings in. All right. Let's see how we can get Rodan on here. It just comes with that little stem. And like I said, we don't need instructions, do we?
Yeah.
Yeah, who needs instructions?
Yeah,
Okay.
but why do you need instructions?
Well, we don't need them.
Why?
Okay. You know what that kind of reminds me of? There used to be these toys where they have this eagle, like this bird, and it has the beak, and it sits on this little point, and it's weighted perfectly so that you can spin it around and all that, and it always is balanced on its beak. That's what that kind of reminds me of. So now we have 2 of the flying titans, and what's the grand finale of this NECA unboxing?
Now it's time for the last monster!
It's Godzilla, the
Godzilla.
king of the monsters.
Why is Godzilla the king?
Why is Godzilla the king? Well, he's big, and he is, of course, he's the first. He's where all these other monsters come from. He was in the original Godzilla movie 65 years ago, Godzilla 1954, and then he made all kinds of other movies, like 31 other movies. And now we have Godzilla, King of the Monsters. So
I'll put this one together.
yeah, wait a second. I've got to get him out of there first. Oh, you know what? Look at that. What is that?
Instructions.
Instructions. You know what we do with those instructions? That's what we do with the instructions. Okay, and we're back. Now, one of the things about unpackaging Godzilla 2014, the NECA figure, is that they use actual wire in there, so my knife was not doing it any justice, and they twisted about 1,000 times in the factory, so you can't get it off. I ended up having to use wire cutters to free him out of there, but it was worth it, wasn't it, Eli? Is he cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of articulation, everything from his foot and ankle to his hands, his elbows, a little jaw. Is he cool?
Yes.
Yeah. And see, we can set him up in all kinds of different poses. Yeah. He's got the hinged jaw, unlike the Rodan and Mothra here. So, we've got them all set up. And of course, I do have a NECA Godzilla 2014, which is the same Godzilla as this, but the director, Michael Dougherty, who directed Godzilla 2019, King of the Monsters here, had changed the design of Godzilla just a little bit, especially in the dorsal fins. He looks a little bit more like the 1954 Godzilla. We got the tail section on there, which is very cool, very long, and I just really like this figure too. He's gonna look good with all the other figures there from the NECA collection. So, what's your favorite of those 3? Mothra, Rodan, or Godzilla?
All of them.
All of them? You just like them all? Just like them all? I gotta say this. I like the Rodan. I think that's very cool that you can expand the wings out.
I have a question of Rodan.
Okay, real quick. What's the question?
Why is there metal stuff on top of the lava?
Oh, that metal down there. It's kind of the same as Mothra when they they have all these enclosures. You have to see the movie, but in the movie they have all the titans, all the kaiju. They're trapped by Monarch, the company or the group, the government organization that is monitoring them and making sure that they stay in their place. And so that's kind of what that is. It's kind of like a base, like a military base. So it's kind of like the volcano has a military base inside of it, and it's erupting, and Rodan's coming out of there. Hey, Eli.
Yes.
Since it's your birthday, I think we need to have something special, like a special occasion for today. Maybe a little bonus for this episode, an extra special treat. Should we bring out the extra special treat? Yes?
Yes.
Yes? Should we?
Yeah.
Should we? What is it?
A cake.
A cake? A cake?
A cake for my birthday.
A cake for your birthday? I can't believe it. We actually had a cake for your birthday. No, I'm talking about another Godzilla.
Oh, I remember another Godzilla.
Yes, we have the Godzilla 1954 King of the Monsters, which is the poster version of this Godzilla. And what's cool about this, we still have it open up, and it's set up like a scene, like a diorama, and you can even just leave it in the box and put it on the shelf, and it looks cool. It's green and kind of a violet purple, which is just like that poster, this old-time 1950s poster saying, Godzilla, it's alive, King of the Monsters, raging through the world on a rampage of destruction. So that's a really cool setup. And on the back, it's even got the words savage action and dynamic violence. All of these things that they said in those old-time trailers to sell the movie to us so we would watch that.
Yeah,
so,
but
yeah. What's that?
Can it close? Can the mouth open close?
Well, let's see. He's breathing fire out of his mouth. Let's get him out of there and check him out. What do you say?
Yes.
All right.
We'll
And I'm going to be... Well, I'll be careful with this one because I'm definitely wanting to keep the box. I've seen some people online who've used this box and set up a really cool kind of setup to show off this Godzilla as he would look on a shelf. So this box, hang on buddy, don't grab at it. This box, like the other NECA figures, this is NECA as well, has a background.
Wow.
Yep. Oh look, it even has...
Instructions.
Well, it's got instructions, yeah, but it's got a cutaway, scissor cutaways, so that you can set this up like a little diorama, okay? Kind of like you were to show this off, you know, at a convention or whatever, so that's cool. What are those in there?
Those are things for
what do we call those? Well, what is it? The instructions? Are they the instructions?
No.
They're the instructions for the tail.
Yeah.
What do we do with instructions?
Yeah, but what is that?
What do we do with the instructions, buddy?
I don't know.
We do this with it.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
You know how to put the tail on.
Okay, Eli, we finally got Godzilla 54 poster version out of the packaging, and that was a real pain to get him out of there. I thought the King of the Monsters version was bad, but he also comes with that wire where we had to cut him out of there, and that tail was a real pain to get on there too, but he's finally together. He looks very cool, I think so, and he's depicted in green and that violet, just like that poster with those style of colors that they were using during posters during that time. Not like posters we see today, which are all kind of dark and moody and all of this. This one was trying to get your attention by using these bright colors. What do you think of him?
I like his smoking fire.
Yeah, the fire coming out of his mouth, which you saw that it comes out. There's Godzilla's fire. Yeah.
Wow.
You could even be breathing fire too. Kind of like that, right? You just, it's like Eli's breathing fire. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
like only Godzilla breathes fire.
Yeah, but that's a very cool figure. I think it's really neat that NECA does this. They had the Godzilla video game version, which is, you've seen me play the Nintendo Godzilla video game, right? Where he's blue?
Yeah.
And who does he fight in that one?
He fights Baragon and Godzilla, Ghidra.
All kinds of monsters, isn't it? And he's blue, and he punches, and he kicks, and he
And he breathes out fire.
The blue fire, and they made a Godzilla like him, so they made this too. And I'm definitely keeping the box to set up a little bit of a diorama here and see what we can do to put him together on the shelf. So there we have it, guys. We have the Monster Report, another box day of some really cool figures brought to you by NECA, which is a great company that has all the different articulation. I especially like the articulation on this 54 and how you can pose him. Of course, he's never really depicted in green except for in the posters. But they made a figure that shows him in green. He's usually charcoal, very gray, very dark, almost sometimes even black. But in this case, they got the green, black, the flame breath coming out, and his flame breath isn't this orange color, is it? It's always it's always blue, isn't it?
Yeah, did you get a Rodan at the book place?
Yeah, I got Rodan at Books A Million, and I think between FYE and Books A Million is where I got all of these. You remember going there and picking them up? That was exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I wanted to buy the little Godzilla look like our other little Godzilla.
Oh, you mean that little plush Godzilla?
Yeah, the plush Godzilla.
Yeah, that was funny looking, wasn't it?
Yeah, it would look like our other one.
Well, I tell you what, Eli, we've had a really great box day, and by the way, happy birthday. Yep, high five. All right. Well, this has been another Monster Report. Thank you guys for joining us, and if you're interested in these NECA figures, they're still out there, and they're definitely a great addition to your collection. So, from Eli Adam Poling and me, Nick Adam Poling, this has been another episode of the Monster Report. We'll catch you next time.
Bye!